Good morning. So I'm out with the dogs. It's like 7:30 in the morning. Maybe I'm in Nachna mode. I think I already passed up that pillar. The thing with this twin flame journey is that it hits you on all the different levels. Uh, it um, it pulls you so far out of your comfort zone that you have to rise into yourself in order to calm everything. You have to rise into yourself. You have to come into the moment. You have to have belief in order to endure it and come through it. I feel like that is the only way. Otherwise, you're just sitting in the discomfort, and the discomfort won't pass until you take your own self into your own hands and on all the different levels, which means in this 3D level as well. So in the higher levels, there's connection. There's the connection being made, and you can find bliss there. But part of this experience, and probably the most spiritual part of this experience, is experiencing this experience, the 3D experience that we're here and now, and being able to fully rein that in and be the master of your avatar as well as the master. I feel, and I've said on other videos, that I feel really comfortable in the higher realms. I like to go there and just stay there. And then when I come back down into the 3D world, and I don't have the things quite, and I'm still aligning everything is still coming into alignment, then I feel the dis um, until it is fully aligned. I'm next to my life. I'm not quite in my life all the way, taking control and standing in my power. So part of this twin flame journey is coming into your own individual power. And yesterday I did a video, it was channeled, about how the connection has to be made on all the different levels. And in order for the connection to be made, then you have to be aligned with yourself in all the different layers, of existences, all the different timelines that we are going through right now. There's so many different timelines and so many different um, perspectives, truths. There's so many different ways to be. There's infinite potential in every single moment for every single person. Each person is their own universe. Um, what we believe to be possibilities for us is just that. It's our own belief. It's what we believe. Um, but anything that is humanly possible is possible for us. It's all a matter of perspective, thought, belief, and everything can be changed in an instant. Have you ever had a moment where in one moment you believed one thing and then something happened that interfered with that just totally threw you off, totally changed your perspective within an instant of what is important, what isn't important? When something in life drastic or dramatic happens that just changes your whole reality in a second, and then you're living in a new reality and you're dealing with new things and new beliefs. something that throws you into a place where you must change your belief. So we know that these moments exist and that our belief can be changed, and our belief can be changed dramatically and drastically uh, in a moment. And we have the control to do this in every moment with all of our beliefs. There is infinite potential. You see it throughout the world, that there are so many different ways of believing and thinking and doing things, and religious beliefs, and they're all just perception. They're all just perception. And if you, I don't think I want to climb this morning. I want to keep things simple. Um, and with your belief, you change your reality. It's enough that you change your belief, your whole reality starts shifting towards your new belief. And in knowing that in each and every moment there is infinite potential and infinite ways of thinking, and that you can just adjust your thoughts to a different a different thought pattern and different belief. And you also can control your emotions, which that is also, your emotions drag your thoughts, and your thoughts drag your emotions. So you can use your mind and your emotions. That's also what I was talking about yesterday. I think in one of the videos was, I think I'm going to head back and put up some videos that I had recorded. Um, I didn't put up anything yesterday. So understanding that there is there's an unlimited amount of potential in every moment. And every moment is the moment of power in your life. So in each moment carries with it infinite directions that you can take your life into. You can take your life down, your life path. You can change your life in any moment. Um, the past is just that. It's like a book. It's like a book that you can open and you can learn what was there. And really, when you change your perspective in the now and you look back at the book, you read the book differently. You can see different stories within the book that are taking place at the same time. If you detach your emotion from what each moment meant, or if you disattach from your ego in each of these stories of your past, and you can look at them cleanly with like a clean perspective, and without you having to be in the very middle of it, you can see completely different stories. If you take yourself and you put somebody else in there, and a different avatar in there, and you watch the story play out, many times you can see things that you're not able to see when you have yourself in the middle of the story. So for instance, and you can do that, you can play that out in the now too. So for instance, there's all sorts of stories going on in my life, different relationships that I have, the twin flame journey that's going on, and all of the different things that are going on with relationships with my children, relationships with my parents, relationships with money, relationships with how things are my love life, relationships with myself. And if I can remove myself emotionally, means come up to this higher timeline, which I was also talking about yesterday in one of the videos that I was channeling. If you can come up to one of these, if you can take yourself out of the equation and look in and see yourself in the situation, but without the attached emotion to it, it makes it much simpler to see things clearly, and to see the cause and effect behind things, and to see the good in everything that's playing out. Because everything that is in our life that is not like we want it to be It is because we have attached expectations on how it should be. Um, and we're not getting the lesson because everything is exactly as it should be according to cause and effect. There is always reasons why everything is. And so if it doesn't feel exact to us, it's because we're trying to manipulate and make it different than it is. And when we can understand that everything is just as it is, and the only thing I can adjust is myself. I can't adjust somebody else. I can't make somebody else be attracted to me or want me, or I can't make somebody else do anything really. Yeah, so, or think anyway, and I don't want to. Why would I want to? This other movie that I started this morning, and I was in a weaker place. I came out here to be with nature. Um, Already this morning, going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And that's just making me stronger. It's allowing me to see all the different perspectives and come into my own calm, my own place of where I quit going back and forth. I feel like that is also part of this twin flame journey, is the going back and forth, going back and forth, going back and forth. I can see it in myself. I can see it in others. I can see it in the other people on this journey online. Um, the It's extremes. We keep going back and forth into these extremes, and I think that is shaking us to our core. It's shaking our belief system, all of the beliefs that we have. It's allowing us to shaking out our weaknesses until we come to a place of complete calm within ourselves as we are, understanding that everything is. Because when we get shaken around like this, we always come back to our center and the understanding that everything is as it is for a reason. And the pain that we attach to them is in expectation and in us not in us, if we when we allow everything just to play out for us, and we can see the higher good in everything. It's just like watching a cause and effect. It's like watching a flower grow. It's like watching, oh, with curiosity, what's happening there? Why is that happening like that? The pain comes in when we want to make it be a certain way that it's not turning out to be. And that's just going against the laws of nature. That's just going against cause and effect. That's trying to be God instead of allow God to flow through me, or being able to have a higher understanding and watch things as they play out, because everything that happens there is a reason for. There Nothing happens without a reason. You see it you see it in nature all the time. If I'm out here in nature walking, there's a reason why I came out here. And there is, and also in the physical world, if I arrived here, it's because I got up in the morning and I did all of the things in the physical world, including getting into my car and driving here in order to be here. So I couldn't have just fell here. There was cause and effect. I started the car, so the effect is the car was started. Um, I decided to come here, and I got into my car and I came. There's a series of events that lead up to any situation in the physical world, in the mental world, in the emotional world, in the higher realms. There is always a cause and effect, and when we are able to see the cause and effect and work with them, then we can work with the powers of nature. Um, when we get emotionally caught up and try to change the way that things are, try to manipulate, we can manipulate nature. That's when we work with nature. But I mean, when we have attached emotions to situations, and we are trying to uh, we have expectations of how they're supposed to turn out, regardless of cause and effect, is when we're fighting against. So into the flow. into the flow. And when we get into that flow, we become powerful beings. We become powerful beings. And that's why I think that this twin flame journey, it makes us deal with all of these things. In coming into our higher good, we this journey is like there's something that you want more than anything else, and in order to see, it goes in many different directions, because the ultimate is that you give up on it. The ultimate is that you quit trying to make it be and you move the focus back onto yourself and you repair yourself, and that's where the real joy is. And I think that the whole pull also to your polar opposite is the pull of getting these reflections back of yourself and being able to repair yourself up against that mirror of your polar. Um, it's like a mirror of yourself that is opposite, or something like that. But you're getting your reflections back of yourself, and you're getting back the good reflections, and you're also getting back the reflections of the places that you are still aligning. And the reflections of the places that you're aligning, it can be painful. It can be painful because your whole being is shifting and you're overcoming your fears. So, for instance, with the workshop that I'm working on, it's overcoming my fears in this 3D world. It's me coming out in the 3D world and doing something. It's overcoming a lot of different fears all at once. Oh, this is good. I can talk about this because this helps. It's coming over my fear of putting myself out there. It's coming over the fear of not having control of how I'm perceived by the world, and allowing the world to perceive me however they want. It's coming over the dealing with money, and finances, and bringing and kind of combining things that I love to do with money. Um, I'm overcoming a lot of different things. Overcoming on this twin flame journey the fear of I don't even know if it's a fear. Yeah, all options are open. It's come to a place where it's just to be, where I allow myself to just be in the moment. Um, and I think there's also the paradox in this twin flame journey is that you just let him go. You just let him go. You come to a point where you just let him go. And like I told him to, once I do that and I'm able to do that, I feel like I'll come into my power, my full power. I'll have control over my emotions and over my thoughts, because getting coming through this and getting over this. And it's not even getting over it, it's acceptance. It's just letting go and allowing. It's allowing. It's allowing things to play out. It's giving up control. This is helpful that I'm talking about it. I keep on going back and forth also with these videos. Like, I keep on going back and forth. How much do I share? What do I share? Maybe I don't share. You know, maybe I'm foolish for sharing, but at the same time, I go back to this is me. This is me, and something in me is pulling me to do these videos. These videos, they take up time, they take up effort, they take up my they take up energy, but I feel like for me, it's something that I'm being pulled to do. There's like a lizard over there or something walking on that tree. I can't see it. I already got out of sight. It might be a chameleon. They changed color and merge. You can't see them really well. This twin flame journey. And then sometimes I feel like, see, I'm going back and forth with everything, also with these videos that I'm doing. But I feel like it encompasses everything that allows me to work through my thoughts and talk about it, and it makes me stronger. And also, the sharing of this process helps. If it can help other people that are going through this process, seeing it, first of all, just seeing that there's somebody else going through it, and somebody that understands it. I can see where it's heading. I can see where it's heading. I can already feel where it's heading. I already get glimpses of the new world. And I understand what my work is. I still am rising. And I feel um, like there's still places in me that that are shifting. I'm watching my words. I'm watching my words. I'm building myself. I keep I keep hearing a mantra that the self work that I'm doing is more important than anything else. The self work. When the self work when the self work is on track, then everything else in life falls into place. When I merge with my surroundings and I'm in sync with nature around me, then I am also provided for. I'm also emotionally stable, financially stable. I see the miracles working themselves out. I moved and everything just seems to be working in my favor. The whole universe is coming together to show me the signs. All I have to do is tune myself into those signs. You can see anything that your perspective is expecting to see. when I tune myself in to the laws of nature, the laws of the universe, and to God, when I tune myself, because everything is a part of God. Look, everything just happens perfectly. See, everything comes together in my favor when I am in sync with it. Everything just is. It's when I'm flipping around, it looks like everything is all flipping around, but it's not. When you come out into nature, everything is just in perfect sync. There's cause and effect. That's it. And everything else is perfect. Not everything else. Everything is is perfect. Everything is cause and effect. Everything just is as it is. And if it feels like it's not, then it's because I am flipping around within myself. And talk about a love connection. The love connection that I want will come from a very natural, loving, accepting, calm place. And anybody that will come into my life, and my life partner who is coming in, will accept all of this too as part of my being and who I am, and what I'm going through, and see it as strength. Is part of me goes through and says, "Oh, these videos, they're I'm showing all of my weaknesses and all of my thoughts and everything that I'm going through is just kind of out in the open." And then I have the other part of me that says, "Well, it's my strengths being able to come and just open up and put it all out there without, you know, with allowing everything that's on the inside to come out and owning it and saying, this is what it is, this is who I am," is strength. And the levels that I've gotten to on my own personal spiritual awakening, the things that I'm going through now with myself are way, way, way up on the ladder. I talk here about things that I'm going through currently, but there's so many things that I'm sitting on top of already that I'm so proud of myself for, gifts that I have to give back to the world. Yesterday, I did a meditation, Okay, I'm not going to talk about that now. I'm just going to get busy on my day. I want to continue on this walk. I'm debating if I should hike up there. I'll show you where. There's a little place that goes through the mountain there, and then I can get up to the top. It's like an opening. See, there's a rock rabbit just sitting right there on the edge. I'll show you. Just sitting right there on the edge, looking out. What a wonderful morning. Just sitting there. Cute. So I've decided that when the pain comes, I'm just going to sit in the pain, just keep on doing, and sit in the pain and just allow it to go through me. I know that I can choose to see the good. I can choose to see the good around me all the time. It's around me. Um, and part of this being able to see the good is that, we can go to the heights of our depths. So it's like looking at a mountain and a valley. There's contrast. The deeper the valley, the higher the mountain, right? So the deeper I can go into all of my emotions, and I understand that on this journey, I'm going to have to be going through every single one of my emotions and mastering them, and these situations that keep on presenting themselves through my twin flame. I the situations and the extremes and the depths of the emotions that I'm going through uh, uh, um, across from him or with him or in reflection of him are see this connection is such a powerful connection that it allows us to go through the depths. We've been in touch. How long? I want to say, I just saw a Google memory from a year ago. I think it was exactly a year ago, and it was before I had met my twin in the physical world. And I'm thinking to myself, how could that be? It's been less than a year. I saw yesterday and the day before, I was watching a video that we recorded a couple months after we met each other. And I see myself there and I see myself here. And it's like uncanny. I'm the same person, but everything that I've gone through in this past year, the heights, the emotions, the intensity, the person that I am today, it's the it's unbelievable. Well, it is believable. Look, it's believable, and it is, and it is amazing, and it is also, I feel like zchut. How do you say zchut? Like like a blessing, but it's more than a blessing. It's like it's also an obligation, but not a responsibility, but not only a responsibility. That's also another thing, looking at what I have to give with this workshop as, looking at it as a gift that I have to give the world rather than something that I need to do. It's something that I have kind of a responsibility. When you look at that way, then it changes the way of looking at things and where things are coming from. And that is something that I would like to put in my affirmations, to understand that completely and to shift over into those thoughts. And to actually, I think that one of the things that I want to do is sit down and make a list of affirmations. I may even record them so that I can do like a meditation on them. Um, affirmations of how things, to brainwash myself into a better state, and to purposefully change beliefs that don't serve me, or beliefs that are rooted deep, and change them into the beliefs that I put together and that I want. So I'm not going up that little pass. The pass is already over there. I passed it up. It's Independence Day, so I think I'm just going to go to the supermarket and I'm going to get some stuff and go back home and clean up a little bit. There's some dishes and things that need to get done, and do something maybe a little bit to make a nice atmosphere. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end this here. So thanks for watching. This conversation I've had with myself is really good. I got to sort through a lot of things. So thanks for watching, and until next time.